Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I'm always saying creativity is a superpower because it truly is. And more studies, it's exciting to see all of the studies that are coming out that support that. And the best way to kind of ignite things is to really, it's in the doing. So you got to either make something, build something, write something, you know, get it engaged, and you'll be amazed at just how it helps you solve problems. You feel better. It's good stuff all the way around.
Now you're
all good.
You're a magician at finding elements around you and creating beautiful pieces of art. And it looks like you're taking us to jail or creating some
this is
beautiful wood pieces.
I always say creativity and nature, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And they both offer beautiful benefits in regards to the act of creating and then getting outside. So when we get outside in nature, you know, it helps boost our moods, it reduces stress. And I love to be able to go out, and I like to have something to do while I'm out there too. So collecting the different things that we find on our walks and so forth, and then bringing them back and turning them into some sort of a home decor or just a fun little art project, I think is very rewarding. And this time of year, you go out and it's easy to collect branches. So we're going to work with, we're focusing on twigs and branches and things for this particular project. You could also work with reeds. A lot of the grasses have died back, of course, and there you can see them sticking out of the snow, and it's a good time to be able to cut those down. They're easy to collect as well. You could also work with maybe some scraps, some little trim pieces and things
you can
that
even
you may have
things
lying
like
around.
this if you truly don't want to go
outside.
outside.
The day has not yet come that I have to go buy sticks or rocks and things.
But for people like me, I'm like, hey, there's a store for that, I think.
I have a yard, so you just come on over. I'll save you a couple dollars. That's the other thing too. It's very budget friendly.
Yes.
And working with these natural materials, there's something kind of magical about it, and you feel less inhibited because you are working with something that you don't have a lot invested in.
Right.
So it tends to free up people to experiment and explore a little bit more as well. So
what are we doing with our sticks?
We're creating some really fun artwork for the walls, and you can do it in a variety of sizes. I've done little ones, large scale ones, and basically all you need is an empty picture frame. Okay, so any empty picture frame that you have. I do want you to take note, whatever frame that you're going to be working with, look at the depth of the groove and the inset that you have in it, because this will help you determine the thickness of the different branches and materials that you're going to be working with, because this is where we're going to be inserting these.
Because you want to be able to hang it, supposedly, or put it up, so you don't want it to go
you don't
too
want
far.
it to, and I've made that mistake. I get all excited, and then I was like, oh, it didn't hang very well. It was all wonky, and so you learn by doing as well. And so if you do have things that are kind of grooved and they're protruding, you're going to want to position that so it's on the front side of it. Okay. And then you want to take the branches that you've collected, and you can do these, each one of these little branches, you want to treat as a canvas. So you can have fun with, you can paint on them, you can sand down, you can do collage where you can glue a variety of different papers. You can also wrap them with fibers and textiles.
I love that kind of going from there.
Yeah, each branch is unique and different, and you can really play around with, work with materials that you already have. You don't have to go out and buy anything. If you have just some house paints, you don't have artist acrylics or anything like that, work with your house paints, work with some old magazines or newspapers that you may have lying around and glue. So this really creates some nice texture and things. So then what I'll do now is I'll come back in with some paint and just paint, and then I may sand it down a little bit. So it's, play around with it, have some fun. And then what you do, like this one here, you can see I peeled back a section of it, and then we use the wood burner to create some sayings.
Nice.
And you'll notice in this one here, I made this for a guest room. And I put some fun sayings on there, like, 5-star suite, fine dining, complimentary breakfast. You can really have a lot of fun with it. And then you also want to keep in mind, if you're choosing a particular color palette, that the wall color that's going to be behind it. So it doesn't, it's hard, it's sitting on the, so you're going to have, you could put some sort of a backing on there, but they really look a little freer when you don't do that, and then play up whatever the back, the color of your wall, or maybe you have brick or a texture or that. So you're going to take your branches, treat them as canvas, paint them, and then you're going to cut them down to size to fit inside your frame. Like this. And this one we're going to demonstrate on. We're going to have everything just kind of positioned horizontally, but you can also, have them going all different
Diagonal.
directions. You can kind of see on this one here, I've got some larger ones, and that goes across the front side of it. So you can, after you get them placed on the back side, we can come back in and do some fun things on the front and maybe some smaller twigs and kind of weave that into place. But we're going to take so I've got them cut down and I've cut them to the length. And again, you don't need a lot. You can just use a little handsaw for the bigger branches, or I just used a regular set of pruners to cut everything down. I sand the edges a little bit, and then this is where you're going to get out the glue gun.
Yes, glue
and
gun.
you want a high temp glue gun, and you want to work with a glue that your glue sticks that are for wood glue. You just get a better adhesion.
Okay.
They have multi-purpose, all-purpose glue sticks, and they work, but these tend to, they don't pop as much when you're working with the wood materials.
I'm a glue gun girl, but it wasn't until this last year that I realized, there's different.
There's different sticks and different temperatures.
Yes, there
different
are.
temperatures.
I'm like,
and
why
that makes
isn't
it
this
different.
working?
Yeah, some of them are more kid friendly,
Yes.
but high temp and a wood glue will give you the best results.
Okay.
So go ahead, and I like to just, sometimes I'll do a dry run and place everything. We're just going
Out
to go
there
ahead.
to
You
kind
go
of place
ahead.
it?
Yeah, just to kind of get an idea of how you want things to look, maybe the colors that you're using. But I'm going to go ahead and let you start inserting. These are all cut to size.
Love it. And you can kind of see a color palette that you were using. It's gold.
Yeah,
and
just play
turquoise,
around with what you have. And when you
greens.
use all kinds of different things, they always go together nicely.
Absolutely.
They always go together nicely.
All right.
So I've got your glue gun there.
Kind of play and
You're all
put it
heated up.
ready
There
to
you
go.
go. Some of them, yeah.
Get 'em
See,
rocking.
so how you could have this one kind of, a little off kilter. That may add some interest. I think I have all these cut though so that they kind of fit more
I was gonna say if you do it,
horizontal.
if
Yeah,
do it
you
just
want to
right,
lay
you
them
could
out and cut
almost-
them as you go and get them put into place. That one's a little short. That one's meant to go on the front side there. There.
Because you can do a little bit of both. Love it. Okay, so when we're all done,
So I just put a nice little bead of glue in here, and most of the time the glue is going to be enough to
hold it.
secure and hold everything into place. On occasion, depending on how, maybe you're going to get creative with really layering them and having some that are off kilter, then you may have to use some little nails, some little brad nails. I usually drill just a little pilot hole, tack that in with a nail, sometimes the stapler. You can wire things into place. And again, some of the hardware that you use to connect can also have a decorative purpose as well. But you can see how easy
it is.
this is. And then set them into place, let them dry, and you have a really interesting piece of artwork in the end. You can also come back in and add things too. You can see on this one here, all those little scraps of wire. You can ball that up and create like little nests to set on your branches. And then these are little birds that you find in the, where they have the little miniature houses, miniature doll houses and things. So you can use a lot of those and kind of add to the look, or you could create some of your own, add some other little found objects and things, but the wire works really nice. Or you could use little small, maybe some yarn balls, but they serve as really nice nests.
and basically there's no mistakes. Like
No,
you're just
absolutely not. And if you
being
don't like,
creative, having
this,
fun.
you can kind of pry and it'll pop off, and you can kind of
Right.
reconfigure things. Do you have these kind of in?
I have the bottom ones done.
There we
I
go.
got the bottom half done.
Yeah, see, that's going to be
Boom.
really cool. And
We're
pretty.
creating art.
Yeah, and play around with different, color
like,
schemes.
You said we can go back with
Yes.
threading. We can go
Yeah,
back with more
wrap.
sticks on the front.
Again, just treat each one of these as a canvas. So do some wrapping on there. You can even drill through these, and you could have some little
Hanging?
you could have some things that are hanging, some real small little ornaments. But I mean, the possibilities are endless, and it's just a lot of fun. Again, I've always said painting on sticks and rocks is some of the best stuff to paint on.
Combining our wilderness
I need
with
an hour
art.
of your time, and I will show you what I'm talking about. But it's just it adds a lot of interest to your walls.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you can have a lot of fun with just how you're laying them out. You can also purchase, there's lots of different dried elements at the Hobby Lobbies and stores like that where they
Absolutely.
have artificial flowers and so forth. There's some really interesting other pieces that you can kind of throw into the mix as well. Leave some of them natural. I like to maybe wax some of them, gives them a nice sheen. But that's where the fun
many
comes.
different
Once you get
options.
going, one idea is gonna fuel the next, and you're gonna have a lot of fun with it.
Absolutely. So I'm going
I
to
love
keep
these.
getting. I love, and when you find sticks in the wilderness, you're going to get those creative angles.
Yeah,
and
and you
pieces
can
as
just use
well.
a lot of interest. It's very, it's a way to combine nature, creativity, and have a really sweet piece hanging on your wall that you did yourself, and
All
that
right.
cost you basically nothing.
Nothing, because it's all stuff that you
Because
see
you're
in the
working
wilderness.
with all kinds of different materials that you probably have laying around. An old picture frame, go outside, cut some branches, spend a little time in nature, and then come back in and have some fun with your paints and papers and just designing different ways to
And
put them
again,
together.
being creative, it helps your memory boost and energy boost, stress reduction, improve brain function, and it obviously
It
inspires
inspires, yes.
creativity as well. Well, I'm going to continue to be
The
creative.
list
this
is
morning.
long. That's a very short one. The list is
is
long
long.
of the benefits, and you just kind of get out there, play around with some things, and you'll see for yourself.
I'm going to continue
Yes.
being creative.
I'll do the news. Do you have news? No, we don't. We've done news for the day. Otherwise, I'll fill in for you.
I was
You
going
can
to say,
come over here and
we're
play.
going to leave it up to Lou. You got to go help out Lou as he finishes up things with some totally serious news.
That's
but I'm
right.
hanging out
you
here.
stay here and play. It's good for you.
It is, especially on a Monday. We all need this, right? Thank you, Michelle,
Stay
so
tuned,
much.
everybody.